When it comes to world leaders, some of them boasted outrageous wealth before assuming the top job, while others became extremely wealthy at the expense of their country during their tenure. Welcome to Planet Lux, and in this video we'll take a look at the top 20 richest leaders in the world. Number 20. Napoleon Bonaparte. Born into a poor Corsican family, Napoleon rose to become the self-styled Emperor of France following the French Revolution, conquering vast swaths of Europe in the early 19th century. The rags to riches leader was said to be worth 100 million francs at the time. Because a franc was worth 20 US cents at the time, Napoleon's fortune is worth around $400 million today. Number 19. Uhuru Kenyatta. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta owns at least 500,000 acres of prime farmland in his own country. The land was passed down to him from his father, Kenya's first president, Jomo Kenyatta. The politician also owns a large portion of the nation's largest dairy company, as well as a commercial bank and a television station. Forbes estimated his net worth to be $500 million in 2011. Number 18. George Washington. George Washington, the second wealthiest US president, enslaved hundreds of people who toiled on his 8,000-acre Mount Vernon plantation, which included 5 farms. The founding father was also a real estate tycoon, owning property from Virginia to New York. Washington's peak net worth after inflation is $553 million. Number 17. Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, the president of oil-rich Equatorial Guinea since 1979, has amassed vast fortunes while many of his people live on less than $1 a day. The corrupt leader owns a Malibu estate as well as Bugatti Veyrons, Bentleys and a Lamborghini, and lives a lavish champagne lifestyle. Forbes estimated his net worth in 2006 at $600 million, which equates to $764 million in today's money. Number 16. Nursultan Nazarbayev. Nursultan Nazarbayev was Kazakhstan's president from April 24, 1990 until his resignation in March 2019. During his 29 years in power, the strongman leader was accused of widespread human rights violations as well as rampant corruption and is said to have amassed a $1 billion in fortune. Number 15. Islam Karimov. From 1989 until his death in 2016, Islam Karimov was the president of Uzbekistan and its predecessor, the Uzbek Soviet Socialist Republic. The president ruled with an iron fist, human rights violations were common, and the press was severely restricted. Karimov was also said to enjoy emptying the state's coffers. His net worth was estimated to be $1 billion. Number 14. Fidel Castro. Cuba's long-serving leader, who served as prime minister from 1959 to 1976 and president from 1976 to 2008, may have exposed Marxist-Leninist values based on equitable wealth distribution, but that didn't stop him from amassing an enormous personal fortune. Forbes estimated his net worth to be $900 million in 2006. In today's dollars, that equates to $1.15 billion. Number 13. Edward Smith Stanley. Edward Smith Stanley, 14th Earl of Derby, the UK's richest ever Prime Minister, led the country for 3 terms in the late 1850s and 1860s and is remembered as the Conservative Party's longest-serving leader. The aristocrat, a major landowner, amassed a fortune of $9.3 million, or $1.3 billion in today's money. Number 12. Akbar Hashemi Rafsanjani. He served as Iran's 4th president. He was born into a wealthy family, served in office from 1989 to 1997, and had a number of business interests, making him a very wealthy man. Forbes estimated the politician's net worth in 2006 to be $1.1 billion. In today's money, that equates to $1.4 billion. Number 11. Robert Mugabe. Robert Mugabe, Zimbabwe's infamous prime minister and president from 1980 to 2017, presided over the country's economic collapse, which he plundered to enrich himself and his family. According to WikiLeaks, published US diplomatic cables, the late leader, who owned a number of farms and luxury residences, was estimated to be worth more than $1 billion in 2001. In today's dollars, that equates to $1.45 billion. By the way, if you're watching us for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can enjoy our future videos while getting updated. Getting back to the topic, number 10. Bashar al-Assad. Syria's brutal leader, who has been president of the war-torn country since 2000, has been accused of hoarding up to $122 billion in stolen state funds. But a more realistic analysis conducted in 2012 and reported in The Guardian newspaper put his net worth at $1.5 billion. Number 9. Ali Bongo Ondimba. According to reports, Gabonese President Ali Bongo Ondimba may have siphoned off 25% of his country's GDP, implying that the politician, who has been in power since 2009, is worth far more than the widely quoted $2 billion. His assets include a $138 million Paris townhouse. Number 8. Wen Jiabao. Wen Jiabao, China's premier from 2003 to 2013, amassed billions of dollars during his 10-year tenure. According to a comprehensive review of company and regulatory filings published in the New York Times in 2012, the Communist Party of China chief amassed assets totaling $2.7 billion. Number 7. Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein amassed a massive fortune as Iraq's president from 1979 until his ouster in 2003. According to Forbes, the notorious dictator was worth $2 billion in 2003, which equates to $2.8 billion in 2021. He owned 89 palaces, numerous luxury cars, and substantial stakes in media companies such as France's Lagardère SCA. Number 6. Daniel Arap Moi. Daniel Arap Moi was Kenya's president from 1978 to 2002. During his presidency, the late politicians funneled more than $1 billion into secret bank accounts and private estates around the world. Moi's assets, according to Forbes, included substantial stakes in several oil companies, a 247,000-acre farm in Australia, and stock in banks and shipping companies. The retired politician was said to be worth up to $3 billion at the time of his death in 2020. Number 5. Kim Jong-il. North Korea's Kim Jong-il, another dictator who put his people through hell, stole an estimated $4 billion while many of his citizens starved to death. Ri Su-young, North Korea's former ambassador to Switzerland, was in charge of the late dictator's so-called slush fund, which was deposited in secret Swiss bank accounts. Number 4. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the wealthiest president in American history. When he won the presidency in November 2016, the real estate tycoon and media personality was obviously flush with cash. Trump's net worth peaked at $4.5 billion in 2016, but has since dropped to $2.4 billion, according to Forbes. Number 3. Kim Jong-un. North Korea's current leader, Kim Jong-un, rivals his father in barbarism but outweighs him in wealth. The supreme ruler of the Hermit Kingdom is said to be worth $5 billion and to enjoy the finer things in life, such as yachts and luxury cars, as well as caviar and vintage wine. Number 2. Vladimir Putin. Two heads of state share the dubious title of the richest world leader of all time. Vladimir Putin is one of them. The official salary of the Russian president in 2018 was 8.6 million rubles, or $116,000. According to former Hermitage Capital Management CEO Bill Browder, who revealed his estimate under oath to the US Senate Judiciary Committee in 2017, he was worth up to $200 billion. The funds are allegedly held in a number of Western banks and investments. Already Russia's longest-serving leader since Joseph Stalin, new legislation passed in July could extend his reign until 2036, giving him plenty of time to amass even more wealth. Number 1. Muammar Gaddafi. Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi is the world's second richest leader. Officials estimated in 2011 that the assassinated chairman, who ruled from 1978 to 2011, amassed $200 billion in secret bank accounts, shady investments, and dubious real estate deals thanks to the country's massive oil revenues. Gaddafi's fortune was supposed to go into a trust to help stabilize war-torn Libya, but the colonel remains controversial even after his death, with his frozen funds generating cash for unknown beneficiaries and much of his fortune still unknown. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Which of these world leaders do you look up to get inspired from? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.